Welcome to Psychic Holistic Spotlight. I'm your host, Josie Way, and co-hosting with me today are your friends from the crew, Ken Demers and Kathy Costa. Tonight we have a guest that I discovered on another show. One of our crew members, Patty McGarrahan, has a show of her own. And I saw her on Patty's show, and Patty said, yes, you may steal her. So here she is. This is Courtney Cribari. She does a lot of things. She's listed on the guide of her name as doing
Reiki and
numerology, and she also does hypnosis.
Yeah, she does a few things though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which one do you like best?
Oh, it's an integrated practice for sure. I really enjoy studying hypnotherapy and learning about the brain. That's really fascinating me at the moment. But they all have their part.
They kind of tied together at a certain point.
Yeah, I think how we're multifaceted, I think that wellness is multifaceted. So there's many tools, fortunately, that we can use to become our best self. So I couldn't pick one. I use Reiki. Sometimes I hypnotize myself. Sometimes I'm reading tarot myself. Sometimes I'm, doing numbers. So.
How do you hypnotize yourself?
It's not hard.
Well, it requires deep relaxation, thanks to Patty. She's.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. So.
Except I go to sleep.
Right, and that's actually a really special time right before you go to sleep. The brain is in a beautiful state. It's going towards theta, which is a really special frequency. And when you're in that state, you're able to access information and do a lot of reprogramming for yourself. So right before bed, I tell all my friends, whatever you want to visualize right as you're laying down and you're relaxed, see very vividly something that you would like to have in your life and believe that it's there right before bed. So that is a special time.
A form of manifesting?
Absolutely, yeah. I've listened to a lot of different wellness, pioneers and
So did that help you get started in being interested in the hypnotherapy?
Yeah, so how I got into that was just learning as a mother, learning that the outside mirrors your inside. I knew that I had to, understand my patterns and understand myself to a deep level so that I could love myself, because that's truly how I believe that the world will shift to a more loving place. The only way you can do that is be that yourself, and then like attracts like. So I knew that I had to really understand the patterns and stuff. So yeah, hypnotherapy was absolutely an amazing study. I did both metaphysical and clinical with Patty, and for myself it was just so transformative. And there's really such peace in understanding that you don't have to, really put that physical effort firstly to relax and to learn about yourself, be compassionate. I've taken developmental psychology in college and learned about the human brain, and we repeat programs from 0 to 7 just on repeat, and we don't even know we're doing it. So. So I knew that I had to, address some things myself, and so yeah, it's just a journey. I'm really addicted to learning more about myself and the hypno with the Reiki and the numerology especially. has
So
helped.
what's the difference between the clinical and the metaphysical?
So metaphysical would be like, I want to go on a past life regression. I want to see who I was in a past life. That would be more of a metaphysical.
Okay.
Clinical would be somebody has a habit they're trying to break.
Okay.
More medical, or more of like things like that, like trying to stop smoking, or maybe you want to lose weight. So
Okay, so it's more intention though.
it's a different process, I guess. Same process, but different intention.
Yeah.
Well said. Yes.
Yeah. So did you learn the Reiki numerology before you learn the hypnotherapy?
So my first was Reiki with Patty, and then numerology I was introduced to maybe first by my brother. I have a brother who's 13 months older than I, and I wanted to do everything like him.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we're both into esoterics, and he was like, these numbers. You have a life path number that will tell you about yourself, and everybody wants to learn about themselves. That's intuitively, I think that we're inclined to we like to hear about ourselves. We like to learn. So I dove into that very, the shallow end, and then as I was, a mother and trying to be my best self, I dove into the history of numerology. So that was first, and then so I've always looked into that and studied it, because you can just study these things forever. I mean, numerology has been around since life has been around. In the Bible, we have artists and philosophers, Nikola Tesla, and Pythagorean theorem, Pythagoras. These are thousands of year old practices.
Okay.
And it just goes. So the basics is that, there's an order in nature that can be viewed and measured with mathematics.
Yes.
And that order can also is represented in the human being. So to understand ourselves, I think for me, it's been very helpful to know the numbers that I come with.
So when you have a customer, a client, whatever you want to call them, come in, do you do a quickie with the numerology before you do the psychotherapy?
So that I would love to start kind of offering a service that does an incorporation of all three, tarot even with the numerology, because it's all relevant, and because it can be such a great indicator of our true nature. Right now I do things separately, but I would.
Well, I was thinking more in terms of to get more.
It depends what a
A
person
better
is.
insight if
Right.
you knew what you were talking about for that client with the numerology. That would tell you, like, oh yeah, she's going to be
That's
interested
why,
in
exactly.
such and such.
So it depends on what the client desires. Some people might not be interested in hearing that, but so it would be, everything's on an individual basis, I would say. But I don't offer a whole thing, a whole service, but
A whole package as
right. But I'm actually going to be going to school for massage therapy, and so all of this will be incorporated.
Yeah.
When do you have time?
In a couple years. Well, I'm going in September for school. I'm just allowing myself patience. I'm not going to rush, because my heart is really in this.
Which type of massage?
Just, I'm going to be a certified massage therapist.
So it's just the general difference.
Shiatsu,
Just
Swedish?
Nope, Lincoln Tech. It's going to be certified
Oh,
massage
okay.
Yeah,
therapy.
they learn all that stuff all together.
They give
Yeah.
you an overall
Yeah.
program.
Just a
Just- they call
LMT, licensed massage therapist, and then you can go deeper into all different things. But bottom line is that there are little things that we hear that help us, but we're such an integrated. We're so many things.
So we're very complex, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really in the business of making people feel better. So it's led me to body theology now, and how that is.
So what is body
relevant.
theology?
Well, the body has a intelligence.
Okay.
And we live in such a busy society that we are not aware of that intelligence. And so I'm really interested in learning about, those gut instincts and things like that.
Kind of like cell memory would fall under that.
Right, we have.
Okay.
What kind of memories?
Cell memory.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You're the makeup of your mother and her mother, and so understanding all of these that we come with, and that's what numerology does as well. Numerology shows us of our past lives, things like that. It really opens up the awareness of a person to know that, okay, I can relax. There's actually no rush. Numbers are forever. The Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio that we see in nature, the golden ratio, it goes on forever. And I think that's a representation of our energy, as we all learn in the spiritual practice. So yeah, I'm a student. I just love to learn, and it's helped me. That's the thing. These things have helped me to be my best self, so I think it's been super beneficial.
So for the Reiki, is it the Usui system or is it the Karuna?
Yeah, Osu, yes.
Okay.
With Patty, yes.
Okay.
Osu. Yep.
All right.
And no, I didn't take Karuna classes.
Okay.
But yeah, Sensei Osu.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool stuff, though.
Yeah.
So you read tarot cards too, then, right? I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
And tarot is it's connected with numerology. So
when did you start with the numerology?
Couldn't hear what you said.
when did I start with the numerology? Was her question. Wow, it might have been like 10 years ago. Like just reading books and listening to other numerologists talking about it. And then I find with all of these things, you can learn forever about them. So just going deeper. So what I do is there's a life path number, a soul number, outer personality number, and a path of destiny number that I have learned comes from your birthday and your name at birth. And that gives you a lot of insight as to your nature as a person. And I think a lot of us are so affected by our environment, and our environment isn't always positive for us.
Right.
So I think to understand ourselves so we can kind of block that out and walk in our true nature helps. For me, it certainly has. For an example, I'm a life path 1. I was never on time for work, or I had, I had strong ideas, how things should go as a life path 1. You understand that you're meant to be your own boss. You're meant to have your own schedule. So learning things like this help us to navigate and not force. There's too much force. We live in we're coming out of this patriarchal system, and masculine energy, we of course need it, but there's been an overflow of just force and not acceptance and ease. So understanding that balance and
the flow that comes with that. Yeah.
So when you get a customer, a male customer, that's very dominant, very aggressive, how do you tone them down?
So if a male customer was to come to me, I know that there's a desire to be better, or a desire for something. So I am just what I am. So I'm so I am just who I am. So if a person was very dominant and aggressive, I'm sure that the feminine energy kind of is an invitation.
We'll tone it down, yeah.
I've understood that when dominant masculine energy is presented with a strong balance, I'm strong with my masculine, so I can be soft with my feminine. I work on that individually. So when you meet somebody that's a headstrong masculine, my energy is stronger than that because I practice integrating my masculine and my feminine. And if somebody's in my realm, it would be somebody that I can do something for. So, you know, if they're gung ho and they don't want to hear it, then that's fine. They wouldn't really. Then, you know, it is what it is. But
yeah, and it ends up being worked out though.
Yeah.
People are so judgmental. I find that if you come at things with compassion and just like, instead of just force, it usually works out pretty well for everybody. Everybody's in fight or flight and survival mode. My studies have shown me that most of us are programmed that way. So when I approach or am with somebody, I try to stay grounded and, you know, channel my Reiki and
Just kind of be neutral.
Yeah, the good balance.
Harmonize.
Yeah, be whole. I like to think of a sycamore tree. Those are my favorite. Like,
What the hell is a sycamore?
oh, it's
I don't remember
beautiful.
what a sycamore
oh,
tree
it's,
is.
exactly. It's
It's
so
so
beautiful.
among the taller trees though, and they get very wide the older that they get. Some of them though, like
We don't
the
have a
biggest
lot
wide.
of them
No,
around
they're
here.
not. They're
But
not.
they
No,
are-
natural
they're
to
not-
New
right.
England. Yeah.
There's not a lot, but they are there. But I've always been, nature strengthens me. So, you know, because there is that connection that you can't deny, shown with the geometry as well. That gives me.
Yeah. Because math, numerology is not like math, like 1 + 1 is 2. It has synergy. That means that 1 + 1 could be 3 in numerology. You see a person's strengths and weaknesses, and you try to incorporate their weaknesses in ways that will make them strengths.
Well said. Yes. Yeah.
So how do you think though that the tarot ties in with the numerology?
Well, as tarot, you know, the cards are numbered for one.
Yeah.
And you know, what I've learned is that they're incorporated. Like books that I've read, there's been you know, students of tarot that the teacher wouldn't teach them until they first learned numerology. So there's levels to this. So you can do things very basic, or, you know, everything truly is everything. So things are you know, are
Yeah, the major arcanas, I know they have numbers with them.
right, and even the minor, you know, 5 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. So
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers in there.
you know, what's beautiful about doing this work is that it's all to be in the present moment instead of trying to program our lives all of the time, and that allows messages to hit you organically. So if I get a 6 of Cups, maybe that day I'm looking at the 6 and I'm meant to look at the 6, and I have a life path 6 in my life that I have to talk to, and I'll know that and I hear that, and it's beautiful. It's not anything, it's the unknown, which Joe Dispenza talks about, who I love. I highly recommend listening to him. It's the unknown that
Who do you like to listen to?
Joe Dispenza, he's a teacher of meditation, and he's a doctor who teaches.
What would be a book if somebody wanted to find one?
I don't read his book. I listen to him.
How do you
on
spell his last
podcasts.
name?
It's Joe Dispenza. I just can't think of his books.
Okay.
He has a lot, but it's Joe Dispenza.
So you would recommend people?
Listen to him. Neville Goddard is another one I listen to a lot, who has a lot of great insight about all of this and how it ties together. And yeah.
So you kind of draw on that for your
I'm
base
a-
of knowledge?
Yeah, I'm a student, so I just really like to hear all, you know, I'm fascinated by.
How do people find you if they want to find you?
I'm at the Mind's Eye, 111 Airport Road. You can look us up online and call Patty. And
Airport Road in Warwick?
yes,
That would be in the Hoxie neighborhood?
yes, right
Okay.
there. Yep. And I do Reiki, numerology readings, tarot, and soon I'll be taking some hypnotherapy on there because it's,
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel very blessed to have the teachers in my life. I think that if we humble ourselves to know that the man that knows nothing knows something, knows he knows nothing, to quote Erykah Badu.
There's some truth to that, though.
You know,
Yeah.
we can really learn from people's experiences and stuff, and I've just been blessed with really great teachers.
Yeah. Yeah, when we're ready, the teacher will come. That's how it goes.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And sometimes you
but
have to be very, very
the right
patient.
teacher?
Well, when the time is right, though, they'll be the right teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, when the time is right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful balance because I do believe that we have the answers all within, but I don't know how to get to all of them. My Kundalini yoga teacher teaches me so much about the breath work before I get into my practices, you know? So I think that since we are forever beings, there's so much to learn and understand. So for us, I think the bottom line is to know that the outside world mirrors our inside. So you have to like yourself. You have to love yourself. So how to do that, you know, learning about these aspects of ourselves, I think is helpful.
Yeah, our reality does reflect how we believe reality is. Yeah.
It's proven by science, you know. So I know that, you know, I want love in my life. I just want love because the world needs it. So, you know, I'm just working on this right here, and you know, I've had amazing clients who, you know, benefit from hearing this spiel, and
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So it's so important to be connected. It really
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
That sums it up. To be
Yeah.
connected to our true essence, and we're not hearing it because we're bombarded with trash.
Now, I've never been to the Mind's Eye. What type of store is this? What do they offer? What, you know?
It's a holistic
Why
wellness.
do people want to go there?
It's a wellness center.
Yes.
It's a what?
A wellness center.
Okay, what are they offering?
So Patty is a psychic medium, and she has done all different types of holistics in her past, and so she teaches hypnotherapy, she teaches Reiki, Karuna, there's tarot, there's always classes, you know.
What is Karuna?
It's a form of Reiki, or a different form
Yeah,
of...
it's a system of Reiki that builds on the Sui system, and it's like a compassionate.
Yeah, it targets the emotions a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it helps with the emotional trauma of a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's like, you know, everybody is different. So something might hit me different and not be that thing for you. So I think that, you know, the Mind's Eye offers so many different services and classes. So people really are given the tools to be their best self.
And you
It's
will
a
find something
beautiful-
that you need
that
or
will fit
that
your
you're just,
need.
yeah.
It's a
You'll
beautiful
definitely find that.
community.
How did you find numerology?
Numerology or the Mind's Eye? Numerology. So my brother introduced it to me, and as I became a mother and knew that, you know, if I wanted peace and wellness for my kids, I had to be peace and wellness. And actually being in a hard relationship, you know, really brought me to, okay, I have to like myself. And so that brought me to learn about my numbers, and then I started to really like myself. and then when you like yourself, your whole world changes, because
Yes.
you don't say yes when you're meant to say no.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so nice to show yourself compassion and grace, because that's how the world changes. It's not about telling anybody what to be. It's about being love first, and you can't hide that. So numerology has helped me understand why I do things, and to hold compassion for them too, and to be like, okay, you know what, you're being a little bossy right now, you're life path 1, you know, you need to simmer down and sometimes we have to receive, or
We have
you
to
know,
be we have to be a
flexible.
follower.
Exactly.
Instead of the leader.
Exactly. So, so knowing these things helps everything in my life flow differently, where you can be in the unknown and then those miracles happen. Have you ever had an ecstatic experience without you know, chemically induced or anything? You know, that is absolutely amazing. When you sit and meditate and you are overwhelmed with the vastness of love, and that comes from this type of work. And I'm really grateful to be
Do you use
shown
it on your kids?
all the time. That's how it.
How to
How do they
understand
respond
them.
to it?
Well, you know, the biggest thing that I found is, well, they respond physically when I'm with them. You know, it's been a godsend to know this practice with Reiki. But it's when I drop them off at school, and I do distance Reiki, and I sit in my car and I pray, and I know that I did my part. I'm protecting my children even when I physically can't be there, because the spirit practices teach us that we always can't physically be there, but we are always connected. So it just taps into that, and it makes you, it helps the anxiety, it helps the heartache, and that comes with this life. That's part of it, you know.
Helps ease the complication.
Yeah, it helps me with the drop-offs. I hate dropping them off at school.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, because they're not with you.
don't
I
know.
know, you don't see what's going on. What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't
Doesn't
know
make
what's
any
coming.
sense to me. Yeah, but anyway, so the Reiki absolutely helps.
Yes, it definitely helps with the anxiety and worry of a lot
Yes.
of things. So it really
Yeah,
does.
and I
yeah.
know they feel it, you know. So,
which beach do you go to in Rhode Island?
oh, I am a water girl. You can find
Connecticut
me.
Point?
That's where I'm born and raised, Chesterfield Avenue. Yes. Oh yeah.
don't know where that is.
Okay, Chesterfield, Waverly Street, Shawmut Avenue. I'm a couple streets away from.
Okay, I've seen Shawmut.
2 streets away from Shawmut. Connecticut is my home base. So yeah, you'll find me at the Point. Maybe I'll see you there.
No.
Nothing wrong with Connecticut. Don't hate on
No,
my.
I spent many years on Long Meadow Avenue,
Oh, okay.
which is right around the corner from there.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I was just on vacation in Florida, and I couldn't wait to get back to Rhode Island water. It was beautiful, but I love
Yeah.
my home. We're
Yeah.
blessed.
So, did you study tarot before you studied numerology, or was it the other way?
Numerology
was
first,
first, yeah.
then tarot.
Yeah. So, what got you interested in doing the tarot then?
Oh, that's a good story. Well, I was working at Dunkin' Donuts, and I had a woman come in who was a tarot reader, and we just clicked. And then from there, I met my first teacher, Rainier, who brought me to Patty at the Mind's Eye. So people have really brought it to my attention, and then I fell in love, and it was over.
Yeah.
Fell in love with somebody or fell in love with the subject?
Fell in love with the subject. Yeah, I'm a Pisces, so I'm all about the ethers and spirit and unconditional love. You know, we need more of it. So
Unconditional love is a good thing.
it's hard. People don't understand unconditional love. We're so attached. These practices help us understand that concept.
Yeah. There really is no boundaries.
That's
Yeah.
right. Well said in a short sentence.
We are coming to the end of the show. I want to say thank you
Thank you,
for
Jules.
coming
Thank you.
and gracing our set.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure to be with you. Pleasure.
Yes.
It's nice having somebody that's chatty.
You can get me to not stop. I'm very passionate about it, so yeah, I have a lot to say.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. You have the knowledge though to talk about it though, so that's definitely helpful.
Yeah.
On occasion, we have people here that they sound good in theory, but when they start talking,
It's a different. It's an art to be able to articulate what you feel, and many times there aren't words. There aren't words to say what you feel, or I'm practicing myself to say what I mean, or find the right words. It's certainly an art.
Yeah.
Or
The more you practice these things, the more you hesitate to open your mouth and speak because you want to express it carefully.
Well
So
said.
that everyone will understand.
Well said.
Yes.
I say all the time to my friends, I wish you could read my mind.